What's the expectations for Tua this year?
So expectations are high, and first off, I'm excited to be here, excited to be doing this, and I've got to be honest, right? Tua Tagovailoa, he's one of the quarterbacks where he gets a lot of hate. So the expectation for him is he's going to field a top 10 offense with the Miami Dolphins. I said a top 10 offense. I'm not talking about the defense. I'm not talking about the team as a whole. I'm talking about their offense. If he's healthy, if he's on the field, they're going to have a top 10 offense, right? He's not a star quarterback. He's not a top 10, maybe not even a top 20 quarterback, but it's about the situation as a whole. I'll be honest, I see the weapons that they have, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. I see the improved running game, Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds. I think that this team is going to be a top 10 offense. And I'll be honest, I looked at the list. I saw the Bills. I saw the top offenses. I think they can slide right into the top 10. And I really don't see another reason why they can't.
You know, Meg, the reason why the show took so long to get started, guys, is because I went and stopped and got myself some coffee. And even me getting coffee couldn't prepare me for Daniel's ridiculous take. I mean, Tua Tagovailoa going to field a top 10 offense with the Miami Dolphins. How? Where? I mean, it seems like this guy's been hyped up all season, all off season. All you've heard about him was, oh, Tua's the most accurate quarterback. And I don't know. If I have a franchise quarterback, and you guys can disagree with me. If I have a franchise quarterback, I don't know. I wouldn't be focused too much on trying to big him up. And it seems like maybe there's a little bit of a confidence issue with Tua Tagovailoa. And it seems like the Miami Dolphins all season, from Tyreek Hill to the new coach, Mike McDaniels, they've been trying to get his confidence going. I don't know, man. Maybe there's something in the water down in Miami, and maybe you got a sip of it or something like that. But I could tell you first and foremost, I don't think Tua Tagovailoa is that guy. He's not him.
So I think what you're missing is, I think it's the offense as a whole, right? We saw Tua have some success with the RPO system that they have. I'm expecting this team, to have a much better run game. Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds. They didn't have a run game last year. Their run game sucked. So when I look at this, it's all about situations. Situations are everything for a quarterback. I see a quarterback like Tua who isn't going to, force the ball outside of the pocket. He's going to run his system. And if you have two playmakers like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, they're going to run screen passes. They're going to run slants. They're going to make it so easy on Tua that all he has to do is make 1-2 reads, give the ball to your playmakers, and they're going to be good. So I see this team, there is a lack of a ceiling with the team as a whole, but the offense, I'll be honest, Tua is accurate. Tua is a good quarterback, and with talent around him, we've seen guys like Jimmy Garoppolo have major success. So I think that this offense, Tua, will do just enough to make it a top 10
But Daniel,
offense.
what has he shown? What has he shown to make you so confident in that take? Because let me tell you something. Yeah. For you guys that don't know, Daniel's been talking about this all off season. Tua Tagovailoa. And I'm just not seeing what you're seeing. To me, and I'm going to make the same prediction that I made to you earlier in the offseason, I think the guy's going to get benched for Teddy Bridgewater at some point this season. Simple as that. The guy's been benched almost every single year he's been a starting quarterback in the National Football League. Mike McDaniel is an offensive mastermind. He's a guy that we got a chance to even speak to at the Combine. Listen, he's not going to take mediocre quarterback play as an option. And Daniel, I know you love your mediocre quarterbacks.
So it's just, I think you're still missing it. I think you're missing the fact that, like you said, the talent, I'm not disputing. I think that they'll have a new quarterback next year, if we're being completely honest. But it's a situation around him. This year, he has 2 good running backs, and he has 2 elite pass-catching receivers. I think that as soon as the season starts, we're going to see a lot of, they're going to get on the field, slant route to Tyreek, screen to Jalen Waddle, and they're going to march down the field. I'm not saying that they're going to be good. I think that their offense is going to put up points. I don't think that this team as a whole is good. Their offense will put up points, and I can guarantee you that.
You're contradicting yourself.
Yeah.
Explain. I'm not.
I mean, for them to have a top 10 offense, why would they replace Tua Tagovailoa?
Exactly.
Because there is a ceiling. The fact that they're going to have a top 10 offense, and then you can go and add a superstar quarterback, or you can go and draft
Daniel,
a guy.
If they have a top 10 offense, they won't be in a position to draft a top tier quarterback. Who are they going to draft? Tyler Van Dyke?
No. What you're missing, though, still is top 10 offense. We've seen many times top 10 offenses don't always make the playoffs. This team won't make the playoffs. But if they can have statistically a top 10 offense and still be not one of the premier teams.
So you think the only thing missing from the Dolphins is a good quarterback?
No. I think that their defense is extremely suspect. I'm still curious to see, how the head coach handles everything. But when I look at how the offense lays out on paper, how it's shown already in the preseason, and Don't talk. I don't want you to say the Eagles, the preseason. I'm looking at this team. It all lines up for them to be good enough to have a top 10 offense. I'm not talking about defense. I'm saying the talent on offense is good enough to be top 10.
Daniel's like a politician the way he's banging the table, trying to make sure people understand his point. Relax, it's gonna be all right. Listen, I'm gonna frame it this way: Tua Tagovailoa is not that guy.
Okay.
He hasn't been that guy. He's not going to prove this year that he's that guy. Jimmy Garoppolo is a better quarterback than him. We saw what Jimmy Garoppolo did with a Mike McDaniel. If I was the Miami Dolphins, I'd be interested in acquiring a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, who could be had right now, who's on a one-year deal. Listen to me, Daniel. I'm an Alabama Crimson Tide fan for you guys that don't know. And even though we're based in Cincinnati, I got to start rooting for those for the UC Bearcats. I got to be honest with you. Tua Tagovailoa, coming out of college, I had high hopes for him. I did. I know he came into the NFL with an injury. He had a lot of stuff not necessarily going for him. But it seems like we've all been waiting for that Tua Tagovailoa to show up. And he hasn't done it yet, Daniel. I'm not sure what he has shown to make you confident that he's going to be that guy this year for the Miami Dolphins. I just don't know, man.
So all I'm going to say is I'm going to put this very, very simply.
Mm-hmm.
This offense, and I'm talking to the viewers out there, you're going to watch week 1, week 2, week 3. This offense is going to march down the field. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Come the fourth quarter, Tua's going to make a mistake. The offense is going to lack something, but that doesn't mean that they don't have a top 10 offense. This team still has faults. Like I said, you're going to see this team keep it within reach. They're going to score a lot of points. When it comes down to it, Tua's going to throw, miss that pass late in the fourth quarter. They're going to lose their game, and everybody's going to come and say, you were wrong. But I'm going to tell you to look at the first 3.5 quarters. So this team statistically is going to put up numbers. They're going to look good, and then they will have one or two bad mistakes.
Daniel, I'm going to make you a promise. Yeah. And for our producer, I'm staring at you right now as well. You could hold me to it. If Tua Tagovailoa fields a top 10 offense for the Miami Dolphins, I will come on this show with a Miami Dolphins Tua Tagovailoa Stitch jersey on and proclaim that I am a Dolphins fan for the week. That's how confident I am that that's not going to be the case.
So we're going to look week 18. We're going to look at the stats, pass yards, rush yards, total rushing yards, total points scored. We're going to look at that. They're going to be top 10 in those categories. And when they're top 10 in those categories, when they have a losing record, I'm still going to point back to this video and say, that's exactly what I meant. They're going to suck, but their offense is going to look good on me.
Listen, Tua clearly has a lot to prove this year, and I think this is the year to do it. I don't feel like he's been given the chance to really come out and be the starter and not have to defend his spot as the quarterback. So this is the season where he needs to prove that he is there and he's there to be their quarterback.